Yo, what's up guys? It's Metalsonic here bringing you a video here on a lovely Tuesday afternoon. This is going to be something different. It's not going to be a Wi-Fi battle video, as you can probably figure out by now. This is going to be my NPA Draft analysis. Now before we go into that, let me explain to you guys what this is. The NPA Draft, the NPA League, is basically a competition similar to the GBA League that people like Shady Penguin and such are entering. Now this is a league where me and a bunch of streamers are competing in, and we had the draft a week before this past Saturday, and we dropped this held on Krusty Mustard's channel, another streamer who's competing in this league, and we each drafted 12 Pokemon. And we were all limited to 1 Mega as well, so this is basically the Pokemon I chose, and I based my decision on three criterias. Pokemon I do not want my opponents to use, Pokemon I enjoy using, and Pokemon that are just all around good. So that's the three criteria that I base my picks on. Now there's a bunch of good streamers who is competing in the league with me, such as Krusty Mustard, Chris Cobain, Sapphire Rosalia, Jodor, Jerry Oak, Badhaven DK, Person117, or Person115, forget what the last three numbers of his username is, Sonic Brawler, Poketroll, and Jerry Oak, and well, I'll just have a link to all those streamers. I think I'm missing a few, but yeah. So yeah, basically my first match is this weekend is against XX Chris Cobain. I think it's XX Chris Cobain. It's probably just regular Chris Cobain, but yeah. So let's go with the draft picks. Now, my first draft pick was based on the criteria of not wanting my opponent to use this Pokemon. It was between this Pokemon and Chansey, and I picked Talonflame. Now, the reason why I picked Talonflame is because it is the biggest threat to one of my main Pokemon that I use, which would be Volcarona. So that's why I picked it. It was strategy. I didn't want any of my opponents to have Talonflame because I was planning to use Volcarona in this league, and well, with Talonflame's ability Gale Wings, it completely neutralizes Volcarona's speed boost from its Quiver Dance. It automatically gives it priority to flying type moves, and pretty much is a guaranteed one-hit KO to Volcarona. Volcarona's not going to survive a stab Brave Bird from Talonflame. Not going to survive it at all. So there's lots of good sets you can run on this Talonflame. You can run it as a Choice Band user, or a Swords Dancer, or even a bulky max HP, max special defense Talonflame. I'm going to switch my sets up from week to week, so I'm not going to run the same set. Like, maybe one week I'll run a Choice Band set, and the next week I'll run the Swords Dance set, or maybe the week after that I'll run a Bulk Up set. But, yeah. I definitely want to keep Talonflame out of the hands of my opponent because I wanted my Volcarona, which will be a later draft pick of mine. Spoiler alert, to flourish in this league. Granted, Heatran does counter Volcarona as well, but I couldn't pick two. And Heatran, I believe, was one of the first picks of one of my opponents. Actually, I think it was the second pick. But yeah. I'm not really going to use this thing every week, though. I just got this out of the way so my opponents could not use it, and I thought that was a great strategy because it opened up the way for me to use my Volcarona, which is one of my signature Pokemon, I use on my stream and such, and just all around enjoy using the thing. Talonflame is pretty OP with the Gale Wings ability, however, it is easily stopped by the likes of Defensive Rotom Wash, Heatran, Tyranitar, and maybe a few others. Rotom Heat also. And yeah, basically this was, I guess you could say actually Talonflame fit the criteria of A, Pokemon I did not want my opponent using, and C, Pokemon that's just all around good in the OU metagame. So yeah, this Talonflame was basically fit in the two of the three criteria that I used to decide what Pokemon I was going to use, and so on for. Which brings me to my next draft pick, which surprisingly is another Flying-type Pokemon. Yes, I picked two Flying-type Pokemon right off the bat when I knew that Stealth Rocks is going to be prevalent in this league. And my second draft pick is going to be Zapdos. Zapdos is an electric flying type Pokemon. You can run it as a specially defensive wall with Defog, or a physically defensive wall with Defog. Or if you're me, you run it as a Choice Scarf user, which is what I've been doing on my stream lately. Now, I'm not always going to run it as a Choice Scarf user. Hell, I might not run it as a Choice Scarf user at all in this league, just because I said that out loud. But Zapdos is really good. It gets access to Heat Wave. It gets access to Defog through Transfer. It can be very defensive with a bold nature and maxed investment in defense. It's just all-around pain. Its ability is really good as well. It has the ability Pressure, which basically makes your opponent use twice the amount of power points, so their moves as they would normally use without Pressure being on the field. Zapdos has 2 weaknesses, Ice and Rock. Not really that bad, if I do say so myself. It is weak to Stealth Rocks, not as much as Talonflame though. And it does get access to Defog, unlike Talonflame, so it can get rid of those entry hazards. So it gives access to Roost, which is Recovery, just like Talonflame again. And honestly, this is just an all-around great Pokemon. It's actually my favorite legendary of all time. Yeah. As I was about to say, the criteria that Zapdos fit in was B and C, meaning a Pokemon that I really enjoy using, plus a Pokemon that's just all around good in the OU metagame. So it fit those 2 criteria. Remember, I did base my picks off of 3 criteria. Pokemon that I did not want my opponents to use, Pokemon that I enjoy using, and Pokemon that are just all around solid in the OU metagame. So that's basically why I picked Zapdos. I really do enjoy using it, and I know it's crazy picking 2 flying type Pokemon right off the bat. There is a method to my madness. So yeah, Zapdos is going to be a really solid pick of mine. Nice electric type Pokemon. Again, my favorite legendary. Really can't complain. And I'm very happy with this pick. And I did not expect anyone to pick it right off the bat, so that's why I was able to wait off on it and hold off on it. So yeah. My next pick is going to fit the criteria of A and C. Criteria that I do not want my opponents to pick, and C, the criteria that it's just an all-around solid pick in the Mega game, and that is my Mega Slowbro. Yeah, we were limited to 1 Mega each, and actually the Megas are separated from their non-Mega counterparts. So, for instance, if I pick Mega Slowbro, one of my opponents could have regular Slowbro. I picked Mega Slowbro because it's a very tanky Pokemon. It's beat me quite a bit in a battle, so I've been beaten by the Slowbro several times, unfortunately, and I just decided to be annoying with it, and I did not want my opponents to pick it, because this thing is a monster when you set up with a few Calm Minds. It cannot be critical hitted. It has amazing base defense, so when you get a few Calm Minds off, its special attack and special defense raise. It is a monster. Pretty much, when you set up a few Calm Minds on this, the only way you can beat it is by getting rid of it with Roar or Whirlwind, and, well, it's just all around pain in the ass, personally. Slowbro is a Psychic Water type. It is a very good choice as a Mega, and I really did not want any of my opponents to pick it. I probably could have chose a different Mega, like Mega Altari or Mega Scizor, but I needed a Water type, and this is just the all-around best way to go, especially since one of my other adversaries picked Landorus. This is a decent counter to Landorus. It would be a decent counter to Talonflame if I let other people pick Talonflame, but I did not. I picked that myself, so Mega Slowbro. Very happy with this pick. Very, very, very thrilled about it. He said, we're going to see how it does. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied. Now, I'm not expecting to win this league by any stretch of the imagination, but it would be nice. But yeah, still not expecting to win. You can run Rest Talk on Mega Slowbro. You can run a set of Psyshock, Scald, Slack Off, and Calm Mind. You can run an Iron Defense Calm Mind set to make it even bulkier than it already is. The possibilities are endless. I have not decided what set I'm going to run on this Mega Slowbro. But it's going to be interesting to see how it does in the league. So, once again, a very solid pick by me. Did not want any of my opponents grabbing this thing. It's just an all-around solid Pokemon in the OU metagame. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts for picking. Now, I have quite a few special attackers, so I decided to go for physical attacker in my next pick. And my next pick is going to seem pretty odd to you guys, but here it is. My next pick is regular Heracross. as a physical attacker. Now, during the first round of the draft choices, Crusty Mustard picked Chansey, and I know that I needed a strong physical attacking fighting type to deal with that. And Blissey, because I knew someone was bound to get it. And I picked Heracross. Now, this thing is a monster. There's a lot of different sets you can run. You can run Choice Band Mox. You can run Flame Orb Guts. I mean, the possibilities are endless here. This thing gets access to Knockoff, Shadow Claw, Earthquake, Stone Edge. I don't know if it gets access to the Elemental Punches. I'll have to look that up. Don't think I would run any of the Elemental Punches anyways, but it's there. You can run this as a Choice Band user, a Choice Scarf user, a Flame Orb Guts user, a Facade. The possibilities are endless. This thing gets wrecked by Talonflame. And actually, this was another reason why I picked Talonflame in the beginning. Now, the criteria that made me decide to use this was number 3, just as an all-around solid OU Pokemon. So that's why I picked it. Very solid Pokemon. Very happy to have picked it. And I know it seems odd that I already have 2 Pokemon playing that are weak to flying. Yeah. Well, I don't really have to deal with Talonflame, so the main stuff I have to worry about is Mega Pinsir and Staraptor. I should have counters to those easily. I don't know what set I'm going to run on Heracross. I mean, I have not decided, but I can switch my sets every week. Although I will be locked into one set for the playoffs. I don't really expect to make the playoffs, though, so I really don't have to worry about that. Yeah, Heracross is a very good Pokemon. Extremely happy to have picked it. That was my number 4 draft choice. And it's just great. I mean, cannot wait. Cannot wait, guys. My number 5 draft choice falls under the criteria of Pokemon that I enjoy using and Pokemon that are all around solid. So criteria is B and C, or 2 and 3, depending on how you want to categorize it. This next draft choice of mine that I picked last Saturday, or the Saturday before last, is none other than a steel type that people in my stream should be very familiar with. And it's not Klefki, it is this little number, Skarmory. Yeah, Skarmory is excellent because it is a physically defensive wall. It is weak to only 2 types, electric and fire. It has access to Stealth Rocks, Spikes, Defog from Transfer Move, Iron Head, Deal Fairies, Brave Bird, Whirlwind, Roar, Roost, you name it. There's lots of good sets you can run it. You can run a Rocky Helmet defensive set. You can run a Leftovers defensive set. You can run a Cut Sapberry set. You can run a Shed Shell set if you do not want to get trapped by Magnezone or Magneton or anything with Magnet Pull or Shadow Tag. If you're really ballsy, you can run a Jolly/Adamant Rock Polish Weakness Policy Sturdy set. That would be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, this is just an all-around great Pokemon. I love using it a lot. I use it in like 3 of my teams, actually. 2 Mono-type teams and one of my fun OU teams. So, very good set. Glad I picked that early. Kind of surprised that no one else picked that up. And I was very relieved that they didn't. Because I'm like, around the 5th pick, I'm like, alright, you know, I got stuff screwing around here. I have to pick this up before someone else does. And I chose Skarmory. Just all-around great Pokemon. Really enjoy using it. I love this thing. Probably one of my favorite steel types. One of my top 3 favorite steel types, in all honesty. So, yeah. Probably gonna run this as a Stealth Rock Center and a Defogger. But yeah. Very glad this was steel for me. I know. I already got 3 flying type Pokemon on my team with this included. So that's pretty odd, isn't it? But hey, there's a method to my madness. And that is why I chose this Pokemon. Because it's an excellent Defogger, excellent physical wall. Just all around great Pokemon. Really enjoy using this thing. I'm super glad that no one else picked it up. Now, the next Pokemon that I picked falls under the criteria of Pokemon I enjoy using and Pokemon that's an all-around solid choice. And that next Pokemon is my signature Fire type that I've been known to run. It is actually my favorite Fire type Pokemon, and it's actually my 2nd favorite Pokemon in general. This next draft choice that I picked that day is none other than the Fiery Moth itself, Volcarona, as my number 6th draft choice. I kind of figured that no one else was going to choose it because other people chose stuff like Talonflame, like myself, and Heatran. So I figured that no one else was going to pick this up until later. So I was able to hold off until I believe this was what, the 7th draft choice? Maybe it was the 5th. No, 6th draft choice. But yeah, Volcarona is an all-around awesome Pokemon. I mean, it's a fast Quiver Dance. Well, it's not really fast, but it is when you get Quiver Dance set up. Amazing special attack, decent special defense. Its physical defense, not so much. But, yeah. It has access to Giga Drain, Fire Dance, Flamethrower, Heat Wave, Fire Blast, Bug Buzz. Quiver Dance is a move that boosts its speed, special attack, and special defense by 1 stage. It is way better than Calm Mind, which Volcarona can get. Volcarona also gets Hurricane, Psychic. It gets Poison Jab, even though it's special attacker, not physical attacker, which is quite odd. Just all around great Pokemon. I love Volcarona a lot. Everyone on my stream knows how much I love that thing. It is by far my favorite fire type, and just all around my favorite, my second favorite Pokemon in general, right under Raichu. Could even replace it as my favorite, actually. Don't know what kind of set I'm going to run on for this league, but I do have 4 battle-ready Volcaronas. They have different sets, pretty much. Well, actually, 2 of them have different sets. The other 3 have the same sets, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Volcarona performs here. Now they got Talonflame thrown out of the way. I mean, Heatran is going to be a problem for Volcarona, but I'm going to try to figure out a way around it. Like I said, I could not pick Heatran and Talonflame, guys, so I had to stick with one or the other, and Talonflame was my first choice because it was the biggest threat to Volcarona in Heracross in the OU metagame, and that's why I decided to pick this. My next draft choice is none other than a Electric-type Legend. This Pokemon falls under the criteria of 2 and 3, Pokemon that I enjoy using and Pokemon that are just all-around solid. Again, this Pokemon that I picked is none other than Raikou. Raikou's an amazing Electric-type Pokemon. It has access to Shadow Ball, Extra Sensory, Aura Spear through an event. Has Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, has a pressure ability just like Zapdos. Has decent speed, good special attack, decent bulk, can get light screens and reflect. It gets access to hidden power like almost every Pokemon pretty much. This is a very good Pokemon, guys. You can run it as an Assault Vest user, you can run it as a Choice Specs user, you can run it as a Life Orb user, you can run it as a Light Clay Reflect / Light Screen setter, you can run it as a phaser of T-Wave, I guess, if you really wanted to do that. You can run it as a Calm Mind Life Orb Sweeper. The possibilities are endless for this thing. So yeah, this is going to be a very good Pokemon for me to choose. Its only weakness is ground, so you do have to watch out for scarfed ground types like Landorus and Crocodile, otherwise it'll get bopped like that. It's just a very solid Pokemon I really enjoy using. Keep saying that. Typical sets on Raikou include a Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball / Extra Sensory, and Hidden Power Ice. I will change my sets week after week depending on who I'm going to be facing. And yeah, this is going to be one hell of a good league, I gotta tell you that. I just love this thing. My second favorite legendary, right under Zapdos, because, well, it's electric. Duh. So, yeah, basically, that's my thoughts on picking this. That's why I picked it. Really good special attacker. Couldn't be happy with that pick. Surprised that no one else picked it. I mean, Entei and Suicune were already picked prior to this, so yeah, I snagged it before anyone else could. And now, this next Pokemon falls under all 3 criterias. The criteria of I do not want my opponent to pick it, Pokemon that I enjoy using, and Pokemon that are just all-around solid. It is actually one of my walls. This Pokemon is my favorite normal type to use competitively. It is a Pokemon that people are used to me using. It is none other than Porygon 2. This thing is a monster of the Eviolite. Although this thing has one huge weakness, and that is knockoff users. This thing gets access to Thunderwave, it gets access to Toxic, it gets Ice Beam, Charge Beam, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Side Shock, Tri-Attack, it gets Foul Play even, it gets Recover. It has a few great abilities. It has Download, which basically raises your attack or special attack depending on the defensive stats of your opponent's Pokemon that are on the field at the time. I think that's how it goes. It gets Trace, which is actually the ability that I use. Trace is a really good ability. It is the best ability. It basically copies the ability of the opposing Pokemon. So you can have a Speed Boost Porygon 2. You could have a Natural Cure Porygon 2. You can have a Toxic Heal Porygon 2. You can have an Adaptability Porygon 2. You can have a Flame Body Porygon 2 or a Lightning Rod Porygon 2. The possibilities of this thing are endless. It also gets Analytic, I believe, which is not so great of an ability because I really like Trace the best, but Analytic is an option, I suppose. I believe that's the third ability it gets. But yeah, it gets a lot of coverage moves, as I mentioned. Charge Beam, Thunderbolt, Discharge, Ice Beam, Side Shock, Psychic, Shadow Ball. It gets Toxic and Thunder Wave. It gets Recover for instant recovery. It is a bulky beast with the Eviolite. Although if it gets this Eviolite knocked off, you're kind of screwed, basically. But yeah, I really love using this Pokemon. It is by far one of my favorite Pokemon to use competitively on my fun team. Yeah, I know. I run a very competitive wall on my fun team. And my next rep is another wall that I decided to use with some good moves. This next wall is going to be a bulky ground type. Now, I was debating between this and Crocodile. However, one of my fellow competitors picked Crocodile up before me, which made my decision a lot easier. My next selection is Hippowdon, which is a nice physical wall. Absolutely nice. This thing has enormous physical bulk. It has access to Ice Fang, Thunder Fang, Fire Fang, I believe. It has Slack Off for recovery. It has Earthquake, it has Stone Edge Rock Slide, it has access to Stealth Rocks, it has access to Toxic and Whirlwind, Whirlwind to get rid of your setup sweepers. You can run a Rocky Helmet on it, you can run Leftovers. It has two abilities, Sand Stream and Sand Force. Sand Force is its HA, which boosts its power in the sand. Sand Stream basically whips up a sandstorm that damages non-steel, rock, and ground types every turn, so again, a very solid pick by me, I have to say. Hippowdon is a beast. A really defensive beast. Just look at how angry that Hippowdon is with its red eyes. It is just a monster. Really happy to pick it. I needed a ground type, so since Crocodile was already picked, I selected this. And actually, even if Crocodile was not picked, I probably would have picked this thing. This thing falls under the criteria of 2 and 3. Pokemon that I enjoy using and Pokemon that are just all around solid in the metagame. It is a very good OU defensive wall, and I am glad to have it on my roster. The set I use currently is Earthquake, Stone Edge, Slack Off, and Stealth Rocks. Now I'm going to change the setup. I'm probably not going to run the same set. I run the female Sand Force on one of my OU teams. I actually got a male one, so it's obviously not going to probably won't have the same set as the one on my OU team. But hey, it'll be interesting to see what set we're on. This guy has 3 weaknesses, and that'd be to ice, water, and grass. This thing walls out Mega Lopine. It does a decent job walling out Bisharp. It walls out Talonflame, even though that's not really an issue, considering I'm the one that has Talonflame on my team. I mean, I could drop Talonflame, but that's not going to happen. I'm never going to drop that thing. I don't want anyone else to get it. Seems like a dick move, but hey, it's all about strategy in this league, guys. Hippowdon's just a beast. I've used it a lot. I've faced it often enough to know what it's capable of. Very good Pokemon. Very, very, very solid Pokemon. Yeah. My next draft choice is because pretty much most of the OU Pokemon has been taken off the table, but I needed another physical attacker. And this thing doesn't really have any criteria to fall us under. And I did need a Fairy type plus an aromatherapy / healing bell user if needed. This next Pokemon is very dangerous when it sets up. The Pokemon is none other than Slurpuff. So yeah, Slurpuff is a deadly physical attacker when you set up with Belly Drum. It gets Unburdened, which means when it uses this item up, it gets a ×2 speed boost. It has access to Drain Punch for Steel type coverage. It has access to Play Rough, Heal Bell, and it even gets Wish. You can even run it as a special attacker, Calm Mind, Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam, and Psychic, I believe. So there's lots of possibilities here. I mean, I might change my set week after week after week, but it's just all around great Pokemon. The only Pokemon that really walls it when running the Drain Punch Play Rough set is Scizor and Skarmory. I believe at +6, Drain Punch will knock out Scizor, although Scizor does have that Bullet Punch priority, so chances are Slurpuff's not going to survive it from Scizor, so that's a moot point. Skarmory, though, is on my roster, so I don't have to worry about that. And yeah, it's very deadly when it gets off its Belly Drum. It gets +6 in attack. It is really, really, really deadly and scary. It gets access to Heal Bell, so if it gets burnt or paralyzed, I can just Heal Bell the status away. If any of my team members has a status condition I don't want on them, I can just Heal Bell it away. And yeah. I haven't ran this much lately. I mean, granted, it is a decent physical attacker, and it's pretty scary when it gets its Belly Drum off, just like Azumarill. Although Azumarill was picked way earlier in the league. Actually, it was a round 1 choice of Casper, aka Bad Haven or Bad Heaven DK. Sorry, man, sorry for butchering your name. I do apologize. I'll get that right in the description. But yeah, most of the OU Pokemon were pretty much taken, so that's why I selected Slurpuff, because I need another physical attacker, and there weren't many to choose from. Not many to choose from at all. So I don't really have much else to say about this thing. Just that I might not use it all the time. That's what I'm going to say, really. Might not use it all the time, but we're going to see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, we were scratching the bottom of the barrel pretty much at this point. Could pick something like Cobalion or Virizion, but I chose Slurpuff because I needed a Fairy type on my team, and that's what I picked. My next draft choice I picked, then dropped for a new draft choice. My original 11th pick was going to be this Pokemon. Very powerful with Toxic Boost. Has access to knockoff, close combat, and such. And Facade is really deadly. It was this Pokemon, ladies and gentlemen who are watching. It was Zangoose. Now, it seemed like a good idea at first, but then I compared its base speed to something else, and I'm like, I love Zangoose and all, but I'm going to have to drop it. Because I want something that had a lot more speed, or a little bit more speed, and just could hit harder without having to set up a Protect and take damage from Toxic Orb every turn. I mean, don't get me wrong, Zangoose is a great Pokemon with Toxic Orb, at least in the NU/RU tier. It's not really that viable in OU, but I had to drop it because it just wouldn't have helped out that much with its low speed. I dropped it in favor of this normal type. A normal type that gets Sheer Force, gets access to a lot of great moves, like Rock Climb, Zen Headbutt, Iron Head. The one I'm talking about is Tauros. Tauros has good speed. It has access to, as I mentioned, Rock Climb, Zen Headbutt, Iron Head, Earthquake, Rock Slide. It's just an awesome Pokemon. It gets Anger Point, it gets Intimidate, and Sheer Force as its ability. Most likely I'll be running Sheer Force. You can run it as a Choice Scarf user, a Choice Bandit user, a Life Orb user. Hell, you can even throw an Assault Vest on it. Might not take many hits, but it's there if you need it. Tauros is an awesome Pokemon in the NU/RU tier. I don't really know which tier he's in, but he's a very deadly Pokemon. And I do know that Sly would be very proud of me for using this Pokemon. Sorry I didn't use sorry I didn't use Explode, Rhino, or Explode. But I need more physical attackers, and that's why I chose Tauros. Tauros is a very great Pokemon to use in the metagame. Of the RU metagame. It's a nice wall breaker. It's not really going to fare that well in OU, but again, I had to pick something, and I picked Tauros. Because, again, wall breaker. I switched out for Tauros. Now, I might switch back to Zangoose at some point, but for now, Tauros is staying on the roster of my draft picks. Sheer Force, for those of you that don't know, is an incredible ability. It takes off the secondary effects of moves like Rock Climb, Flamethrower, Zen Headbutt. However, it adds a 30% boost to them. So Sheer Force plus Life Orb, your moves like Rock Climb, Zen Headbutt, Iron Head are going to do a crap ton of damage. It's a decent wall breaker, and I'm very happy to have it on the team. So we're going to see what sets I'm going to run with it. I might run Life Orb. I might run Choice Scarf or Choice Band. It all depends, guys. It all depends what I'm going to use. Now, we're up to our final draft pick, our 12th draft pick. Remember, each coach gets 12 draft picks. And now, this is a Pokemon that wasn't actually picked. It is an OU Pokemon. It is a physical attacker, and I'm kind of surprised that people overlooked this Pokemon. The Pokemon that I'm talking about is a Psychic Steel type that has its Mega. Now, its Mega was already picked, which didn't mean I couldn't choose regular counterpart for it. My 12th and final draft pick is none other than Metagross. Yep, it is Metagross, guys. Metagross is a Steel Psychic type with an amazing ability in Clear Body. What that means is its stats cannot be lowered at all. I mean, Sticky Webs will not affect it. Intimidate will not affect it. I believe defense drops from opposing Pokemon won't affect it. That doesn't negate its own defense drops from the likes of Curse. I don't believe Metagross can get Curse, but in case it can, that doesn't mitigate it, or negate it rather. You can run this as a Choice Band user, you can run it as an Assault Vest user, you can run it as a Choice Scarf user, you can run it as a Life Orb user, you can run it as a Defensive Weakness Policy user. The possibilities are endless. It has quite a few weaknesses to Fire, Dark, Ghost, and Ground, so you have to be wary of that. It's typically a special attacker, so you do have to watch out for it getting burned. That would not be cool. It gets access to stuff like Earthquake, Hammer Arm, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Trick, lots of good moves. It gets Rock Polish and Agility. So it's a very solid Pokemon, and yeah, I was looking for the list of Pokemon from my last pick. I'm like, I need another physical attacker. And I look in the OU tier to see if I might overlook anything, and sure enough, I overlooked Metagross. Unfortunately, Scizor was already picked prior to this, so I stuck with Metagross. Yeah, Metagross is quite powerful indeed. I believe it has base 130 attack. Has not that great speed, but again, can run a weakness policy Rock Polish user, so that's cool. Like I said, its move pool is pretty good for physical attacks. Earthquake, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Zen Headbutt, Iron Head, Bullet Punch, Meteor Mash, Rock Slide, Hammer Arm. Just a good set all around. Good move pool. So yeah, you can run it as a Assault Vest user, as I mentioned. You can run it as a Choice Scarf user, Choice Band user, Life Orb user, Weakness Policy if you really wanted to. It has 4 weaknesses. It's not that weakened by Stealth Rocks, actually. It resists Stealth Rocks pretty good. And I know I already have, like, one Steel type on my team, but I figured, hey, I had to get another offensive physical attacker, and that's what I chose. So, yeah, that's basically the draft choices of mine. My team is called Houston Raichu, so if you want to see the Houston Raichus come out on top, put the Houston Raichus hype in the comment section, guys. I'm not expecting to win this. There's a lot of tough competitors, like Chris Cobain, The Exception, who I've never faced before, Insane Vampanese, Jodor, Jerry O, Krusty Mustard, Casper, Sapphire Rosalia, Person, Sonic Brawler, Poketroll. Just all around powerful competitors in there. Most of which I've not faced yet, nor have I witnessed them battle. So this is going to be a pretty intimidating experience, I'm not even going to lie. My first matchup is this week. It's going to be against Chris Cobain. This guy I'm 0-4 against. I battled him 4 times on the stream, lost every time, 2 of which were very close battles. But basically, I limited myself to abiding by his rules and staying with UU and under Pokemon. We all know how bad I am at the UU tier, so it's no surprise I lost. And I'm not going to take anything away from him. He did earn those victories, but hopefully I can at least get a win over him in this league. Hopefully. I'm not really expecting it, but, you know, it would be nice. Before I go, I would like to give a special thanks to two of my viewers on my chat, one of which is a mod. They both got these Pokemon prepared for me, so I didn't have to, take the other copies out of my team. Metalsonic117 is a mod on my channel. He is a great friend of mine. BlazikenBlitz is also a good friend of mine. He's a viewer. They both helped me get these Pokemon ready ahead of time, so I do have my Pokemon all set and ready to go for this league. Big shout out to those guys. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I will not let you guys down, but yeah, basically that is going to be it for the league, guys. I'm going to have the links to every Twitch channel in the description of who is in the league, as well as the NPA's Twitter. So go ahead and give each of them a follow. Also give my Twitch a follow if you haven't already. I do stream very often, pretty much nightly at around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern Time. And yeah, remember, put Houston Raichus in the comment section if you want to see this team come out on top. I do know I made some pretty odd decisions, but hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully. So yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. Thank you guys for staying through this 30+ minutes. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a fantastic day, everyone. And remember, stay salty, Rage Quitters. Stay salty.